Jake just taught an amazing seminar, and I would have talked about that with him while he was here. It's like, oh, Jake, tell him about the seminar we did. Tell him who else was there. Oh, Claudia was there. She was fantastic. Oh, Hoist Gracie was there. It was fantastic. Oh, Flex Lewis was there, the 7-time Mr. Olympia, and his coach and his bodybuilding coach that helped him get the Olympia trophy 7 years in a row. I took a select group of clients that are some of my favorite clients, rented helicopters, rented 2 helicopters, took them to the Grand Canyon for the day was it Memorial Day weekend? Memorial Day specifically. I could talk all about that. I didn't really do it for marketing. I mean, I guess I should, but I could talk all about that and be, hey, those of you that are serious, you come next time. The seats are going to fill. The seats are going to fill up. The program's already, I could put 6 people on there maybe. Those type of live events, they just fill themselves. I got a 4th of July event coming up. Just before the 4th of July, the weekend before 4th of July, it's full. I don't need to do any marketing and talk about it. If I had to persuade or convince somebody to come, I don't want them. If I have to persuade you to show up for your own success, you.
What are other elements things that you learned this week that are going to help you and solve pragmatic problems? Yes.
I think this weekend has instilled a different kind of definition of hard work, because I think that compared to what we've been doing, I've been slacking like crazy, right? And there is no way around doing the work. With Flex, for example, it's just like the way he was talking about being in the gym, and you can't be with 3 people, and you can't be talking, and you can't be on your phone. You're there to do the work. You're there to do a job, in and out. Being exposed to that is gonna make me look at it from a different perspective, and that I have to really feel the burn after every session, after every long working hours. If there's no progress, if you don't feel the difference, you haven't done shit.
Yeah. You'll learn to like that over time, by the way. You'll feel quite proud of yourself. You feel, not in an arrogant way, not in a cocky way, but like a sincere, confidence. They'd be like, you've made it a lifestyle to do difficult things that most humans, they're too dumb or too weak, too stupid, too lazy.
I thought I already was working hard, but now I see, compared to these people, I didn't do shit. Compared to normal people, I've been working hard, but compared to the world-class athletes and champions, man, I've been slacking like crazy.
Do you see why I made the effort to surround myself with those people?
100%.
I'm spending 20-some days a month. 20-some days a month, those are the people that I spend, from the time I wake up till the time I go to sleep, we're around each other. Do you see how that would change some of your behavioral patterns or your lifestyle habits?
That's why we're here.
So it's a tremendous difference. Be careful with your comparative other. That if you're just looking at normal people and feeling, my mother was really quite obese. You know how much I love my mother. My mother was about 5'5", 5'6", about 312 pounds. And she spent a lot of her life around 260, 280, but later on 312. And she was just delighted when she could find some woman fatter than her, and she's like, at least I'm not that fat. And that's really a sad, it's pretty fucked. And having the comparative other, you guys understand what I say, comparative other, the person that you compare yourself to, in your own mental models. Having a 50th percentile person as your comparative other, so what, you want to be in the 80th percentile and think you're winning? What's your real potential? So you could do a lot more. Normal people are going to, there's 2 fights that you guys are going to have to go fight. You have the fight with yourself to go do the things that that you're supposed to do, when you're supposed to do them, whether you feel like it or not. Then you have the separate fight with the people that you want to be your support group, the people that you would, while you're doing these new things that are difficult, it's going to be psychologically challenging for you, and you'd really like it if your girlfriend was supportive, if your your family and your so-called friends were supportive. A lot of them are not going to be. They will be in the beginning because they don't understand. But when they see a real level of commitment and significant change happening, that makes people feel uncomfortable. It makes them aware of their own frailty or lack of commitment to success and their own mediocrity. And people don't like that. They'll feel insulted. When they feel insulted, then they're gonna blame you for that. Oh, you think you're better than everybody. So, well, you're quite literally you're engaging in the behaviors that literally make you better than everybody. It's like you're stronger, smarter, more capable to protect yourself, your family, your loved ones, more socially resourceful, more intellectually resourceful, more financially resourceful. You're quite literally engaging in the behaviors that, if there's any difference in so, well, if some people are better than others, what would make one person better than another? What would make one man better than another man, except things like their intellectual abilities, the social network that they've taken the time to build, the strength of their relationships with other high-quality people, their physical strength, their ability to protect themselves and their family, your financial resourcefulness to have the best of things that you'd want in life for yourself and the people you care about. Like, if not that list of things, like what else would it be that would supersede those things? I think that's a pretty comprehensive list. We could argue a couple more details. I think most of them would be subcategories of what I just said. So that you're quite literally engaging in the behaviors that will make you, a better man, a better person, a better husband or a better boyfriend, a better father, a better son for your parents, a better friend for your future friends. You're quite literally engaging in the behaviors that would make you a better person. So you can't be distracted if the people that are currently in your environment don't understand that, or not only are unsupportive, but are intentionally disruptive. Like, they're going to do that because they also see the reality that they're not willing to put in the work that you are. And somewhere in their head, they know the inevitable outcome is that you have to go do something else that doesn't include them. So they try to disrupt that pattern. How many of you experienced this already? And I imagine most, yeah? Yeah. So just expect more of that. You're not going to find support from the majority of your current peers. So you find some support here. You find some support in your future peers. You find some support, when you reflect back on a weekend like this and you think of some of the commonalities of, some things that you heard from me that were useful, some things from Flex, from Neil, from Claudia, from Jake, from Hoyce, let a few of those things echo around in your head and just be like, well, and then when you try to discount that a little bit, then ask yourself, well, did those people get the results that they set out to get? Did they get those results consistently? Well, then which model is more accurate, like your little brothers or your jealous cousins or that other model? I didn't come here today to tell you what to think about the week's event. I asked you, what did you guys think? What did you learn? What was most useful? So you told me the value that you got from that, not the other way around. So which of those models is more accurate, like your shithead cousin, your jealous stepdad, or maybe a slew of world champions that lived that life and have the results to show for it. So that's a nice counterbalance in your head, and that's kind of the point of this week. Is I wanted you to be uncomfortable. I wanted you to do things that you wouldn't normally do. Yeah. Delighted you're having muscle spasms over there. I wanted you to be uncomfortable. I wanted you to do things you wouldn't normally do, and I wanted you to see some other people. Really, I was happy for you to watch me do some of the same things that. Things we did in the gym. I'm not some bodybuilder or, I'm not a pro athlete, but I train like one. And, you see some of the psychological frustration because a lot of you were doing it with me that some of the things we're doing are pretty difficult, yeah. So, I wanted you to see me in those same situations, that you're not just seeing some video clip on YouTube or Instagram. It's like, all right, cool, come watch me do leg day for 3.5 hours. Come do it with me. come do the other exercises with me. Like, upper body is not my strongest shit. My lower body's stronger, but like, do I look weak or feeble or something when we were doing any of the upper body stuff? Shit's on point, make the best effort you can. Shit's on point. So 3 hours at a time, more than 3 hours on leg day. Yeah. So, I want you to see me in that environment that I know that a lot of you are going to be stressed out because I just spend more time doing that than you do. So, I'm not perfect, but you see that I'm living exactly the way that I talk about. And on the training stuff, I'm not perfect. I've only been training for a year and a half, but made a lot of progress in a year and a half. When you roll with another guy, we just had a small sample and we're being friendly with each other, but when you roll with another guy at the gym that's been there for a year and a half, do you not just smash them?
Yeah, it's easy, light work. And I went with you, I was suffocating, I was uncomfortable, and took a lot of effort not to get submitted.
So he's got more than 3 times the experience that I do, and he's very talented. And I intentionally set you up to be able to work with the coaches, and I thought you'd appreciate that. So I knew you'd do a good job, and I thought you'd appreciate it. So and I created that situation. But you also see the difference of like learning from those people, touching each other and having that tactile experience together is probably different than what you're used to at a normal gym.
Oh yeah. My gym is more about the competition, jiu-jitsu competition style. So it was different because positions were more MMA related. Like how could I, throw some elbows here, control differently. So it was different in that aspect, and I appreciated that.
I'm not really learning pure jiu-jitsu at all. I'm learning grappling, and I'm learning a lot of different striking things and really the interplay of that. So I'm really learning MMA overall, that, my striking is legit. Defense and striking is good. It can be better. But for the amount of time I put in, it's like, I don't know. I think I don't know who it is. If somebody made more progress, if anybody in the world that's a big thing to say, but I don't know how it would be true that somebody made more progress in the past year and a half than I did. Again, because of the coaches, because I built my own training. I spent $4 million on my own training facilities. I brought in the best coaches in the world at everything, and then spent a lot of time and a lot of effort. And so there's supposed to be results, But so there's a lot of things I still I could do a lot better. Plenty of holes, a lot of things I could do better. But I think another year and a half from now, I'm gonna be doing like legit, because I'm giving some of the guys a tough time now, and like some of the pros, they're the highly esteemed pros. So I think another year and a half, we'll be doing extremely well, and then after that,
One of the things that stood out with what Flex shared with us at the gym was that, like he said, like when you're at the maximum, like he said, like do it in increments, like increment goals, like well, let's do another three more reps, like 1 more rep, half a rep, and that's super important because like it pushes the mindset. In terms of, and then I related that to what you were saying, like in a business context, like let me do another 1 or 2 more things at night before the day's done. Let's write another email or 2, make that other call, or review a document that you have to. So I saw definitely those parallels there, and that's his mindset being great at what he does. So I translated that to that and start actually doing that at the gym, and then I understood the business parallels with that as well.
I just feel such delight inside. I can't tell you when I know other people are relaxing and I'm still working hard, and I just know that I'm spreading the gap even further. And people get distracted with kids, people get distracted with the wrong girlfriends, people get distracted with all sorts of crazy shit. I don't do any of that. I'm not out raising kids. I don't have a puppy to take outside and pick up a warm turd. I don't do any of that shit. If a woman's not adding value to my life, if it's not like the best girlfriend, like somebody else would be delighted to be my girlfriend. So if she's not going to contribute at a high level and be like very drama free, very, I'm gonna share a lot of resources with her. It's gonna be sincerely a goal of mine to make her life better. But if that's not her goal, I don't know what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do together? So, yeah, I just don't have those distractions that other people accept in their life, and I'm willing to, find the best teachers, find the best coaches, work harder, work longer. How would you not have better results over time? It should be the natural outcome of those behaviors. So and any of you that choose to do more of that, I'm not saying there's something special about me. I'm just saying any of you that choose to do more of that, of course you'd have better results. Look at what your competition's doing. Of course you'd have better results. Yeah, I'm just some dude from Illinois. There's nothing. I had a good IQ and a good work ethic. Plenty of people got a good IQ and aren't doing shit. So any of you can do a lot better, a lot better. And I started the negotiation conference, I guess in September. I said, your toughest negotiations are going to be with yourself. And before I even said that, I see a lot of you already knew what I was going to say. Your toughest negotiations are with yourself. And if you're willing to, hold yourself to those higher standards and make yourself do things that you don't want to in the short term, this shit doesn't sound fun, In the long term, it's an awful lot of fun. As soon as you start seeing extra results, then your brain kind of flips over instead of I got to make myself do the thing. And then pretty soon you're I have the opportunity to do better things. I have really high quality problems in my life. Everybody has problems. You want high quality problems. You're I got a lot of high quality problems. And these are problems of ambition, not problems of laziness. And then you start looking for opportunities of what else could I do? What else could I do? And all those little principles that we've been talking about, that you learn something in one area of your life, you're I could step my shit up in these other 3 areas too. I've been slacking on this. You see those opportunities, It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just, if you're moving in the right direction consistently, what are other people doing? I think you have your really exceptional outcomes.
Some people are confused. They say, Derek, what is the 10 Commandments of Wealth? Not the 10 maybes of wealth. It's the 10 core things that you're going to need to know about in detail if you'd like to accumulate significant wealth in your lifetime. Click this link up here to find more information exactly what is the 10 Commandments of Wealth, how is the program structured, what's inside of it, how are you going to benefit from it. If you're doing well already and you'd like to do better, click that link and find out more. There's over 100 hours of content in this program. I've interviewed dozens of world champions that shared what it took for them to win, to be the top Hall of Fame athletes in their respective areas. And I brought a lot of other superstars in there from business, from legal, people that are real world entrepreneurs that made serious money, as I have myself. We all share with you what are the foundations you're going to need to know if you want to be successful yourself. Be a chooser, not a loser. Click that link, find out more. I'll see you inside.